my story starts sort of 5 years ago. I was 16, 17 at the time and had absolutely no idea what mental health was. Absolutely no idea. I think it come up in the conversations a couple of times. And at school, I think we had a assembly on it once from some outside speaker. But I'd never really heard about it before. And then one day, September 2017, my mum, after dinner, my mum kept me behind and she was like, Sam, my brother, who was 15, was diagnosed with clinical depression. And I was like, what is that? That just meant absolutely nothing to me. And I never spoke to Sam about it. I never really crossed my mind that was the thing. In my mind, I was like, how can you be diagnosed with being sad? Just go out for a run, go and play football, go and see your mates, go listen to some music, just, do what I would do if I had a bad day. And I didn't understand what that was. And January 21st, 2018, Sam took his own life, 15 years old, at our home. And it was me and my mum that found him. That obviously is without a doubt one of the worst things I will ever have to, if not the worst thing I'll ever have to experience in my life. That was absolutely awful. And I guess for me, I never spoke to Sam about it. I never asked him if he was okay. I never did that. And in the days and weeks after he died, I just started to realise that actually it wasn't just Sam that was struggling. Almost everyone I knew at school had something going on they weren't talking to people about. As the book goes into, I felt such a huge amount of guilt. Before Sam took his own life, we had dinner and we had an argument, and the last thing I ever said to him was fuck off.
Oh my God.
And so I got into this position in that grief and that trauma, and I hadn't slept and I wasn't eating. I was in such a bad way, and my brain just absolutely attached itself to this idea that it was all my fault. Everything that happened is my fault. So when I saw anyone crying, or we had people coming around to the house that were crying, I was like, look at what I've done. And so basically for me, I had to do something to sort of right the situation in a weird way. And campaigning and starting to get into mental health campaigning, trying to open that conversation up, trying to get people to talk about this, was in part because I wanted to help, but also because I needed something to prove to myself that actually I wasn't a shit person. Because for a long time, I can't even begin to tell you how much I hated who I was.